Hey everybody, this video is part of our full-length The Onside Kick podcast. You can find that on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes. You can pretty much find it anywhere, so we don't care where you listen. Just stick around and check it out.
And now we're going to move on into our last segment. And Sean, this is actually
This is why you're here.
This is why
what are we talking about?
This is why we're here. But while you're here, and what we're going to be talking about is we looked at Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game. But really, I had one simple question. And Mark, we're going to start with you.
Oh, okay.
I want you to answer
That's
this
surprising.
first. Can Aaron Rodgers become the greatest of all time?
So here's the hard thing with this question. The hard thing with the question is Aaron Rodgers will never get as many Super Bowl rings as Tom Brady. He's 33 right now. In order to get as many as Tom Brady, he has to win 3 more times. And sure, is it possible?
Good math.
It totally is. I told you, math is hard. It's totally possible because all he's got to do is play till he's 36. But let's say he just loses 1.
Or if he
All
gets
right, now
one
it's
this year,
37.
it's down to 2.
That's actually true. That's right. So he's just, for every time he's not going to win a Super Bowl at this point, he's not going to catch up to Tom Brady. Now, of course, he does have the benefit of saying, hey, Tom Brady's got Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McCarthy's good, but he's not Bill Belichick. He's nowhere near that. And I think once Tom Brady is done, we're going to have this conversation of how much of it was Bill Belichick, how much of it was Tom Brady.
Which is bullshit.
And we don't need to have that conversation today, but it's going to come up, obviously. So Aaron Rodgers, that's not going to be a conversation. No one's going to ask that question. So can he become the greatest of all time? I don't think he can universally become the GOAT because he will not get the Super Bowl rings to do it. But with that being said, at their prime, if I'm taking one of these quarterbacks, I'm going to pick Aaron Rodgers every time. And Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, has been in, not saying the Packers are a shitty organization, but their not their owner, but their GM kind of sucks. And they haven't had the greatest of coach. So Aaron Rodgers has a lot of things going against him for as talented as he is. He's a better quarterback than Tom Brady. He's just not going to get the accomplishments.
Honestly, I think Ted Thompson's done a fantastic job. Hey, look at the drafts that he's had. He's been able to bring in players. He just doesn't spend the money.
He's just arrogant, though. It's the arrogance that makes him not be able to be a great GM.
And one thing you said was, spreading yourself apart is the universal goal. No one's going to be able to do that. No one's ever going to be saying, I'm the greatest quarterback of all time, or I'm the greatest player of all time. There's still the discussion in the NBA that Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
There's not a discussion.
Yeah, but LeBron, but some people
Michael
do
Jordan's
make that.
the greatest.
But you say that, and I say that too, that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, but people say Peyton Manning. It's just, there's no true answer. But the thing is that Aaron Rodgers is the most skilled quarterback I've ever seen. And I think in the history of the NFL, he is the most skilled. But what separates Tom Brady from Aaron Rodgers, from Peyton Manning, from all of these other quarterbacks is his competition, his heart, and his will to win. Because you look at Tom Brady, and all he does is win. 11 out of 15 seasons, not counting 2008 where he got hurt.
Tim Tebow.
11 out of 15 seasons. He's been in the AFC Championship game, 6 Super Bowl appearances, which is tied for most all time by any NFL player. 4 Super Bowl rings, tied for most all time. He has the ability to win. And while Aaron Rodgers has all the skill set, you look at this season particularly, yes, Aaron Rodgers in the past 8 games has been ridiculous, but he had to come back. And in those first games, he wasn't all there. He wasn't trying. He wasn't really, putting all of his guts out there. He had the same team. His team didn't change. His team really only got better through that period where Ty Montgomery kind of came alive, but he still had Eddie Lacy. He wasn't really showing that tenacity that you want in a quarterback. He wasn't showing that leadership. Tom Brady does that. Tom Brady only wins, and that's the thing that, yes, skill-wise, Aaron Rodgers is fantastic. Aaron Rodgers is the best skilled quarterback of all time, but Tom Brady will be the greatest of all time in my mind because he wins, because he's constantly out there all the time. And Peyton Manning was a guy who was always trying to, always competitive like that, but he was never able to get the wins like Tom Brady. Peyton Manning's the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. Aaron Rodgers is the most skilled quarterback of all time. Tom Brady can do it regular season, postseason, everywhere.
The thing that I always kind of struggle with the conversation here, and I'm a person who pretty much always says by default Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Now, Of course, there's guys like Montana that need to come into the conversation, things like that as well. But we're kind of focusing on the modern era quarterbacks right now.
Well, that's the thing is I see Tom Brady as kind of that Joe Montana. He's going to have all that success, but with the way the NFL is developing, you're going to have a guy like Aaron Rodgers who's so skilled, but then can really replicate the success. Tom Brady's not going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm not saying that, but right now, for a while, he will be.
I think that well, it's interesting because we're going to say if we're just going to put these three guys in a skills competition, we're going to put them through the rigor, make them do these things. Three guys being Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to come in last.
I think he probably beat Peyton in a foot race.
No, we looked it up.
Peyton had a 4.8
and the
faster 40, but
faster 40.
But hold on, when are we comparing this? When are we comparing this?
He's broken. He's old on the couch.
Tom Brady at 39 is a fast guy.
What? Yeah. Brady had a 5.2.
502.
Yep.
Trust me, I know.
I think I can beat him. Well,
that was something that I sent Ricky. Actually, it might have been a 5.2. But that's something I sent to Ricky. I was looking at Vince Wilfork's 40 because I was like, we could probably beat Vince Wilfork's 40. He had a
5.28.
5.28. Vince Wilfork had a 5.02. So Vince Wilfork had pretty much a 5.40. I was like, we could probably beat Brady in a 40.
If Vince Wilfork can do it, why can't we?
Exactly.
5.08 was Wilfork.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that if you do it that way, obviously, I'm thinking that Tom Brady's probably not going to win many of those things. And that's the one thing that I always struggle with is I'm saying, well, if I'm saying that either a guy Peyton Manning or a guy Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback skill-wise, doesn't that make him a better quarterback? Now, this is going to be the same thing because we're all music guys in the room. The Beatles are universally chosen as the greatest rock band of all time, right? So, and I disagree with that. But now, Dream Theater is a progressive rock band that most people would know. That's why I'm going to use them. Or you can use Dragon Force, one of these really we're going to unleash our skills. So they're a more skilled band. Aren't they a better band? They're all better musicians. They all are showing off their technical skills. That's the hard debate. And I bring that up because obviously people get pissed off when you say anyone's better than the Beatles. So that's exactly what this is. Now, does Tom Brady benefit from one of the greatest coaches in NFL history? Also one of the better owners, I would say, in NFL history? Yeah, he does.
Well, let me put it this way and kind of take your analogy and raise you a different one. How many Oscars does Leonardo DiCaprio have?
Uno.
Would you say he's not one of the greatest actors, if not the greatest actor of all time?
I wouldn't say
he's not the greatest, but he definitely is a really good actor.
So the thing in the end, and this is what sports kind of gets wrapped around in, and when you brought up LeBron James and Michael Jordan, it's like this too. We get wrapped up in the accolades. What have you won? What's in your trophy case?
Yeah.
And that is important. It is.
But to quote Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
You do.
You're playing.
But you're not the only person playing to win the game. There's 52 other people
Now,
also playing to win the game.
Like if this was tennis, then yes, I would say put it all on that because you're the only one. Unless it's doubles.
But we say that. But look at the four quarterbacks in the NFL. Most of the four quarterbacks currently in the playoffs. Most of those guys are top five quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers and Brady are 1-2.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
we always say that defense wins championship games, but that's really, can your defense beat an elite quarterback? That's really what that's saying. Can your defense beat the other guy out there?
And in recent history, it has.
Yeah, well, at least last. I don't know if Cam Newton was a top quarterback.
It was that season, at least.
And that's why when Mark, I'm not ready to answer the question that Mark said at the very beginning, but after Brady, when it's all said and done and he retires, the question of, was it really Brady or was it Belichick for most of the success? We're not going to find that answer, though.
We're never going to have a real answer.
I think we may.
I think it's truly just a happy medium here because Bill Belichick can be the greatest coach of all time, and Tom Brady can be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Well, they threw Garoppolo out there for 4 games, and we were all saying,
no,
if they
didn't. 2 games.
Yeah.
No.
3 games.
Because he got injured.
Jacoby. But we were all saying, oh, well, they could go, they're going 2-2. Fine. That even straightens the argument with Brissett out there.
Well, can we say this?
They go 3-1 in those.
Okay, so does that make Jacoby Brissett a better quarterback than Tom Brady? I'm
saying give the credit to Belichick.
Well, let's bring it up this way. When Matt Flynn started against the Lions, he threw for 6 touchdowns. Does that make it a Packer
It's different
system?
when it's the Lions.
But does it make it a Packer system?
It was the Lions.
But I'm just saying, it was the Texans had a fantastic defense. Does that mean I'm just like I'm just saying it's pretty much bring it up like Matt Castle had success. Matt Castle hasn't had success anywhere else.
Garoppolo's a good quarterback, and the thing about Jacoby was they didn't.
Well,
no
is it
one
this
had film
point? But
on
is it the
Jacoby
system?
either.
The hard thing about
Well, and that's the thing. If it's the system,
Is it the system that makes?
well, that's
if
the
it's
hard
the
thing
system,
about
then it takes away from Tom Brady.
Yeah,
in
the
that sense.
Belichick argument always comes down to when you take a quarterback out of the Belichick system, they fail every time. They always fail once they leave the Belichick system.
Come on, you're putting tarnish on that Brian Hoyer name.
Yeah, right.
What about that Ryan Mallett DUI?
Matt
Hey, that's-
Castle, Ryan Mallett.
Well, I can go through
Hoyer?
the gambit.
Man, that's Bears' future quarterback potentially. Potential starting quarterback for 2017. No, but every time they come out and they fail. I would not be willing to say Tom Brady would fail if we put him on a different team, but we're never going to know. We're never going to know for sure. Of course, we'll never know if Aaron Rodgers would fail on a different team either.
Well, and here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers, and it's what Sean said. We've got Tom Brady, who has the accolades, and we've got Aaron Rodgers, who is the most skilled quarterback. And the one thing that I do have here, a little stat from ESPN, this is just the last 2 seasons, but passing 30 yards or more in the final minute of the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers is 5 of 8, which is a 62.5 completion percentage. The rest of the NFL, 4 of 46, which is 8.7.
What was that completion percentage?
62.5. And
Okay.
that's 30 yards or more in the final minute of
In
the fourth.
15 seasons, 73.3% of the time, Tom Brady's in the AFC Championship game. I'm not saying like it's passing stats, but I mean, if we're talking percentages here, what's more impressive? The 75% career winning percentage, the 73% times going to the AFC Championship game? I mean, again, I'm not arguing that Aaron Rodgers is the most skilled quarterback, but you don't need all skills. You can't get by on just skills. You need the mental aspect of a quarterback. You need the really
Aaron
the heart
Rodgers
as
has
well.
the
But
mental
really
aspect.
the heart as well. Aaron Rodgers didn't show up for those first. He was 4-6. Tom Brady hasn't been 4-6
but
in
he's
his
showing up
career.
when it counts.
Aaron Rodgers?
He's showing up when it counts now.
But Tom Brady's always showing up.
I mean,
Tom Brady takes
after-
every single game
after Aaron
seriously.
Rodgers said we could run the table.
He's showing up now.
Again, I'm not. But Tom Brady has never said we need to run the table. You just accept that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are going to win and go to the AFC Championship games. 6 straight times have gone to the AFC Championship games. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers isn't the most skilled quarterback. You could put him anywhere and succeed. But the thing is that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time, and Tom Brady can still be the greatest quarterback of all time. They're just a perfect pair. I mean, it's like peanut butter and jelly. Are you saying that peanut butter by its own is so great, or jelly's on its own so great? No, the combination together make them so great.
I
Because
eat peanut butter on its own.
Oh, I
Not
would-
jelly.
so
though.
do you. But I mean, you never put jelly on a piece of bread.
No.
What's
I
wrong
only
with
eat
you?
peanut butter on
What's wrong?
its own. I can't eat jelly without the peanut butter.
But I'm saying you can't put jelly on a piece of bread. Anyways,
You
not
could, but I don't.
different discussion.
It's totally possible.
But looking at him, Aaron Rodgers has the mobility that Tom Brady doesn't have. I mean, Tom Brady's smart when it comes to mobility, but Aaron Rodgers is a quick quarterback. I mean, he pretty much has the right amount of speed for a quarterback. You don't want to be too quick where you think you can rely on your speed, but he has the mental ability to really know when to. Tom Brady does that too, but Aaron Rodgers is quicker. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, deep ball accuracy and deep ball wise. Tom Brady's thrown a lot of very not spiral, very very wobbly deep balls recently, and Tom Brady, that's always been a trouble deep ball passing wise. Tom Brady probably has the best short passing game in NFL history. I mean, that guy can fire it and get rid of the ball consistently. But Aaron Rodgers, skill wise, is the best quarterback, but that doesn't make him the best quarterback overall, because success plays a lot into it. If you're not succeeding, then how are you the best?
Well, and with success, that's where the question comes in. Is it all on the quarterback, or is that one where
It's a
it's
team
also
game.
on the team where you
But
need a team around
But Tom
you?
Brady hasn't had the same team in 15 seasons. Tom Brady has done it with everybody. He's done it with Randy Moss. He's done it with Julian Edelman. He's done it with Danny Amendola. He's done it with Rob Gronkowski. He's done it with Deion Branch. He's done it with Lawrence Maroney. He's done it with Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. He's done it with Garrett Blunt. He's done it with Kevin Falk. I can keep going. He gets rid of Asante Samuel. You find guys like Malcolm Butler. He's still able to find Bill Belichick is still able to find players that work in the system. But who's the one guy he hasn't gotten rid of? Tom Brady. If Tom Brady's like, oh, I'm going to take more money, Bill Belichick's like, okay, we'll give you more money. Obviously, Tom Brady's been working with the Patriots, taking less so he can win, but still, Tom Brady has been the only consistent player on this team, and Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft have only been the only consistent things of this Patriot really organization for the past 15 years, and in those 15 years, they've been successful. We don't know if it's just because of Brady or Belichick or Kraft, but those three together have made a great trio and the greatest trio of all time.
I wonder if that point will come back to bite Brady later in those arguments of, hey, Tom Brady was willing to take less money to stay on that team. I'm not saying that is the way it is, but I'm wondering if that will come back to bite him a little bit later. Something that I think is interesting too with Aaron Rodgers to just make the note of is that he has this style of, I want to get you offsides, which is not unique, but then I'm going to take advantage of it. He does that more than anybody. So, there's kids right now watching Aaron Rodgers that are saying, that's what I got to do. And there's high school teams that are practicing that and how to do that. And college teams doing the same thing. Exactly. So it's just going to be interesting. I think that once again, this is one of those questions that does not have a right answer, like you're saying. And it really comes down to how much do you care about skill versus how much do you care about their actual accomplishments. Because Aaron Rodgers is not going to go and win 4 Super Bowls, most likely. He's probably not going to get the 5th if Tom Brady goes and he wins his 5th. It's probably not going to happen in that case.
That's the thing. If I'm starting a franchise from day one, from day one on, and I don't have Bill Belichick, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers because he's the most skilled quarterback. But if I know that I have a guy in Tom Brady and I have the same coach on either side, and it's Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, and it's a Super Bowl game, I'm taking Tom Brady because of that heart, because of that ability to win. Because Aaron Rodgers has the skill, but Tom Brady is the full package. While Aaron Rodgers is more flashy, it's pretty much like buying a Camaro to a Toyota. That Toyota is going to get you 15 years. That Camaro, engine might blow out. You might go too fast, might not get the reins on it, and you might crash that plane too early. Aaron Rodgers is currently at 33. You know what Tom Brady has done since the age of 33 to 39? Go to 6 straight AFC Championship games. He's been doing it from the beginning of his career, winning 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, and then now going to 6 straight AFC Championship games. Tom Brady has just been able to do this consistently. He's been able to have one of the greatest seasons as a quarterback in 2007, be a unanimous MVP in 2011, win 4 Super Bowls, go to the Super Bowl 6 times, possibly a 7th and a 5th this year. He's just been able to do this consistently. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers aren't making the playoffs every single year. The Packers
actually, when you look at it, they've made the playoffs every single year since 2009.
Well, but Aaron Rodgers has been starting since
2008. So his rookie year, they didn't make it. Every other year,
well,
they've
not
been
rookie
in the
playoffs.
year, but that was his first year starting.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but the thing
he's a Patriots fan. He's not a Packers fan. You can't expect him to know all that.
I was actually going to bring that up. Where ever since 2009. They've made the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. That 2010, 2011 season was when they won it.
And you would say the NFC has probably had better teams.
Well, and here's what
when
I
you
look
take
at.
when you take the Patriots and the Packers out, the NFC is the better conference.
Or take just the Patriots and the Broncos out.
If you take Peyton Manning and Tom Brady out, then you have a better conference.
But I mean, look at the last 3 years, because the last 3 years,
I don't know.
Aaron
I would
Rodgers,
let's remember that Peyton Manning obviously has been a great quarterback, but he only won 1 in Indianapolis. He only won 1 in Denver, and he got fucking destroyed by the Seattle Seahawks.
Here, can we put it? Since 2009, we're doing this, right?
Yeah. He's been 2009 to 2016. He's made it 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
he's looking at Super Bowls.
I'm saying, really, the Super Bowl, we can really decide who's better, the NFC or AFC.
I'm not even...
No, not just the Super Bowl. I'm saying that the NFC has better teams to rival the Packers.
There's more parity in the NFC.
Here's what I want to get at.
But does that make them a better conference?
Yes, because there's more... Well,
you have better teams in the AFC.
If you have better
Mark,
teams
I'm going to help your point
to rival them.
I'm going to help your point. The last 3 years that Aaron Rodgers has been, and I'm counting 2016 as kind of that year, he's won at least, or played in 2 games. In 2014-15, he lost to a Seahawks team, and he lost them in the NFC title game.
Which people were going to say was a dynasty.
That was the Legion of Boom year. They eventually lost to Tom Brady because they didn't run the ball on the 1 yard line. Then you have 2015-2016. Who does he lose to? An Arizona team that many thought, wow, this is going to be the team that goes to the Super Bowl. And this was a team where Aaron Rodgers, just to keep his team in the game, had to have a miraculous Hail Mary to bring that game. I believe that one went into overtime a year ago from this date, January 16th. They eventually lose in overtime too.
I'm just saying that there are more good teams in the NFC than good teams in the AFC.
Real quick, I could bring this up,
He has to go through the Giants, who many thought were going to be on a run, and the Cowboys, who many thought were going to the Super Bowl.
Do you want me to be a complete asshole here?
Yeah.
Every time Tom Brady loses in the playoffs since 2011, that team's made the Super Bowl. The team that he's lost to made the Super Bowl because he's lost in the AFC Championship game.
I'm not saying that there are not other good teams.
No, I know.
In the
I'm just being an
AFC.
asshole.
I'm just saying there's more good teams in the NFC.
Can I throw this out too about Tom Brady? And this is not me being an asshole.
He
but
wears
it's a
Uggs.
point.
What the fuck? He's not the best quarterback.
It's look at his four Super Bowl wins.
Am I right?
Look at his 4 Super Bowl wins.
Against the greatest show on turf.
The Seahawks, I'm going to say that's a pretty good win because they had a great defense.
Number 1 defense.
The greatest show on turf, I will keep that as a good win. But the other two,
hold on.
You've got a Panthers team that was, the Patriots handily beat them. And
no, they didn't. They won on a field goal.
An Eagles team that was, let's be honest, in that game, we knew that the Panthers were not going to win that game.
Okay, first off,
Jake Delhomme was their quarterback, and Jake Delhomme
was not a bad quarterback. No, he was not a bad quarterback.
They got to the Super Bowl that year.
And he's pretty Trent Dilfer-esque.
I don't know about that. He was better than Trent Dilfer.
Did anyone expect that Eagles team to beat the Patriots?
The Eagles team that made 4 straight NFC Championship games?
Did anyone expect them to beat the Patriots?
With Donovan McNabb, 4 straight NFC Championship games and T.O.?
Still didn't expect them to beat.
No, because that was
Patriots.
A dynasty. You are forgetting how good that Patriots team was. Tom Brady led that team as a second-year starter, pretty much in Rodgers' 2008 year, right? In his 2008 year, that would be Brady's 2001 year, where he comes in and leads the team to the Super Bowl. In 2008, Aaron Rodgers didn't do that. Tom Brady led that team with no timeouts, with 1:21 left, down the field against Kurt Warner, against that Rams defense, set up an Adam Vinatieri field goal.
I'm saying the Rams one I'm keeping as a good one.
And the Seahawks, number one defense when they beat them.
Another one I said I'm keeping as a good one.
But the Panthers, that game was completely close, and the Eagles one was close as well. And that Eagles team made 4 straight NFC Championship games. 4 with Donovan McNabb, who I think we were writing off as he was a great quarterback in his prime.
Yeah. Here's a stat, just because we're throwing stats out there. Aaron Rodgers, 100% of his Super Bowls he's played in, he's won. I'm just saying.
Tom Brady has more.
He might have only played in 1, but he's won 100% of them.
Can't beat that logic.
And I was thinking about that. At least you don't have that point to throw against Aaron
If he gets
Rodgers.
back in, he's guaranteed to win another one. He's 100%. He will win 100% of the time.
Well, that means Eli's better. Eli's 2 for 2-0, and against Tom Brady twice.
Tom Brady.
So how about that, huh?
Yeah.
Does that make Eli better?
Is that going to be next week's topic?
Guys, we solved it. The universal GOAT, Eli Manning. Just end the video. End the video.
That's going to be next week's
topic. See you guys.
But this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below what you guys think. Can Aaron Rodgers become the GOAT greatest of all time, or will it always be Tom Brady? But thank you guys for either listening on Blog Talk Radio, giving us the download, or watching us this week on YouTube. Want to thank you guys for that. Hit us all up on Twitter at @TheMarkWeber, @Schwarbo, @Ricky Widmer, and obviously Most Valuable Pod. Want to thank you one more time for watching or listening. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And don't worry, there is plenty more where that came from. You guys can check it out right over here. Click that video, start watching it, and just stick around on Most Valuable Podcasts.